Hussbus bus stop.
What's up, everybody? Paul Collins here at the Hussey Team Mortgage Advisors with this week's
Hussbus bus stop.
story time. So as I was painting for the millionth time at the house I currently live in yesterday, and I still even have like a little bit of paint on my hands here, it really got me thinking because of how much renovations and improvements we've done to this place since we bought this house a few years back, that when we bought this house, everybody told us it was a bad time to buy. Everybody said that we were crazy for moving, and why would we give up such our low mortgage payment? And, everything, the houses were overpriced, and we should wait for the crash or the market to correct itself, and I'm running out of these. And, we needed to move. We needed more space. We needed a flat backyard that was bigger than it was for our dogs. Because, of course, everything revolves around them. Mickey's actually right here next to me. You can't say Mom, I'm petting him. And so we did what we needed to do, even though all the water cooler experts told us we were making a poor financial decision. But what they thought about a financial decision that didn't impact them in any way was really a life decision for me and my family at the time. So we did what we needed to do. And as a result of that, turns out this house wasn't overpriced. Turns out we actually got a great deal on this, but we didn't know that until some time had passed, right? Now the house that I live in is worth way more than I paid for it. One, because the market did that for me, right? Houses typically increase in value about 4% each year. The last few years have been a lot more than that. Two, I was able to have some money to make some renovations and some improvements to this because I didn't overshoot it. I didn't shoot for the moon. I didn't buy a house that was going to make me house poor. I wasn't looking for the perfect house. I was just looking for a house that we liked. And, all these years later, yes, I'm still painting the house every time my wife changes her mind, and that's fine. I will live with that. But I am safe sitting on a ton of equity in a house that I really enjoy, that we have been able to make more of our own since the time of the purchase, when everybody told us it was such a bad idea. So you've heard a lot of that in recent years as well, is that, we're going to wait for rates to come back down to this or that, or the market has to correct itself. We're going to wait for some kind of crash or something that everybody's been saying for years now. We bought this house in 2021, and everybody told us that we were crazy and it was a bad idea. It's now 2026. Values have gone up every single year since, and so have interest rates, unfortunately. So, one thing is, don't be mad at us because we bought and we have a low interest rate, right? We didn't know. I thought interest rates were always going to be. I had no idea what they were going to do. And two, it's the same as being mad at somebody who bought in late 2024 when interest rates were at a low point over the recent couple of years. It's timing the market. A lot of times leave people sitting on the sideline wishing they had done something else with hindsight, or critiquing the moves that other people are making because that's what's best for their family, even though it might not make sense for another person's situation, right? The whole point of this little story here is that it doesn't matter what the news says, what your friend says, what Uncle Charlie that bought a house in '86 for $5,000 says, or anything like that. The only thing that matters when it comes to purchasing a home is what do you and your family need at that time. And that's it. That's what matters. What do you need? What do you want to spend? What can you afford? What's going to check the most boxes for you? And then you deal with the rest as time comes. There's people that bought a couple years ago, just a few, not as far back as I did, like a year or two ago, when rates were the highest they were. And everybody told them, oh, it's so crazy. Rates are the highest, prices are the highest. Don't do that. That's just a bad financial decision. Well, a lot of those people refinanced into rates that were 2 full percentage points lower than the rate that they bought with. They still have the house. They have a ton of equity. And they're pulling lines of credit on these houses to make improvements because they got a seat at the table, right? They got chips in front of them. So, two things. Moral of the story. One, do what's best for you and don't worry about what anybody else is saying. Two, don't tell other people what to do because you have no idea what their financial situation actually is behind closed doors. Let people live, man. If you want to move, move. If you don't, don't. That's the moral of the story. Catch you next time.
Hussbus, bus stop.